Begin by placing the lamp onto the scaff bar, making sure no wires are trapped. Secure the wing bolt to lock the lantern in place, and then apply the safety chain to prevent the lantern from falling should the clamp fail. Once on the bar, loosen the bolt on the side of the yoke to allow the lantern to tilt, and aim the beam roughly where the light is required. After this, untie the cable and plug in your lantern to the desired socket, which is then patched to your desk or dimmer rack. Turn the fader on the lantern to about 50% to prevent blowing the lamp. This allows for further positioning of the lantern. The sliders on the lantern are used to control the beam. The upper slider changes the focus of the beam to give it a soft or hard edge, forwards for softer and backwards for harder. The lower slider is used to change the size of the beam. Forwards make it smaller and backwards makes it larger. Use of the cut can make a desired shape to some degree. The best option for this, however, is a gobo. The cuts work by blocking the light before it is affected by a gobo or sliders. This knob allows the entire barrel to rotate upon its axis, giving you the ability to change the shape on stage. At the front there is space for two slots, one gel and one diffuser. Underneath this is the gobo holder. This is released by one screw and then slid forwards, where a gobo can be placed and then reclosed so that the gobo does not fall out when tilted. Fresnels. The Fresnel is a basic lantern which only has one slider. This is used to change the size of the beam to smaller or larger. These lanterns are generally used in washes or floods. Parkans. Parkans are a lightweight aluminium lantern, mostly used for flush and flashing chases during dances. The beam is an oval form and can be rotated through 90 degrees to change how the stage is lit. Floods. A floodlight is a halogen-based lantern and is used to create a wide, large flood across a stage or site. Like Fresnels, these have the use of barn doors, which can be used to change the amount of light they emit on stage. The desk, Fat Frog. The Frog is relatively simple to use and program, with 48 channels, 12 submasters and 20 pages, each of which can be programmed for a chase or scene of your choice. To program, simply select your page number using the page keys and submaster using the plus and minus keys. Then, move your channels for the scene into position in which they give the light required, allowing for some leeway if they need to be brighter, and then press Program. Pull all the faders down and test the submaster. Ensure the submaster fader is at 100% to check that all the subs work properly, and repeat for each sub to set your scenes. S-Effects. This is a basic soundboard. First, we need to select our input and use a jack/3.5mm jack to jack or XLR, so we have some sounds to play. Next, we move the master fader or aux to 0 dB, and the same with all the channels which we are going to be using. Use of the pan can control each channel left or right through the speaker setup to have absolute control. Adjust the gain on the channels so that the peak does not exceed 0 into the red zone. Lastly, the power is a standard kettle lead, and the outputs go from either speak-ons or jack to the speakers with a similar input. Many effects can then be applied through the desk to alter the output of the sounds through the selection of different effects programmed into the desk. AV. AV is a rather simple setup. First we have the device which is used to create the image or video, in this case a laptop. This is then connected through the use of a VGA or HDMI output, and then a cable to the projector. The VGA cable is blue with 15 pins and 2 locking bolts to secure it to your device and projector. The HDMI cable is a USB based design with 2 small gaps for locking pins inside your device or projector. It is good practice to have both cables for spares and in case the projector or laptop does not support one of the 2 types. Normally you would see a full image here, however my laptop does not support the VGA cable due to a motherboard error, and so I cannot display my image.